Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Monie, if you do not already know, and I am so excited that you are here. My chair keeps squeaking, oh my god. So today, I'm not really known as a makeup person. Well, I do makeup, but on YouTube and the social medias, I'm not really known for makeup. But today I decided that it would be really fun to do a video that gives advice and while doing my makeup. So it's kind of like a get ready with me. So like, we're best friends now, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and get into the video. We're gonna go ahead and get to the makeup portion before I get into our topic today, which if you don't already know, our topic today is, depending on what I put in the title, is either how to deal with a cheater, why do people cheat, or rules to deal with a cheater. Might be either one or the first one or the third one. But yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. So today I'm going to more focus on individual situations and more advice on how you can deal with stuff as you notice the signs. Not really like how to break up with that person, because that's an entirely different story. I will touch on that, but a little bit more broader than everything else. I know I'm talking like very weirdly, but whatever. While I'm doing the primer, I'm going to talk about my first rule of dealing with a cheater. Okay, so the first rule of dealing with a cheater, in my opinion, after talking to 6 generations of both men and women who have either cheated or dealt with cheating. Yes, my family is very big, and they are very talkative when you ask them questions, which I think is why I am very wise and very knowledgeable. But the first rule I wanted to get into has to deal with noticing the signs of a cheater. And I know, like, when you get into a relationship, you're not always just like, oh, this person's gonna cheat on me, but this is more for like if they have a history of cheating, because I know that a lot of girls get into relationships with people who have previously cheated on someone, or they were involved in them cheating on the other person and then they broke up with that person and decided to be with the person that they cheated on them with. So yeah, or you just know their background. So firstly, I just wanted to say, be emotional, but not to the point where they feel like they have control over you, if that makes sense. I mean, if he has a history of being like, oh, I'm not really dating her, we're not in a relationship, when he's around other people, and he told you that, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we never dated, they're crazy, or like, oh, we're not together, even though you or the other person thinks they're together, I would watch out for that, because this person has a tendency of kind of manipulating people into thinking that they want to. This rule in general just means like to watch out for manipulative tendencies. Like I said, this is just what I have gathered from advice and from years and years of talking to my family and talking to my mom and my grandmother and everyone else and all my friends about their cheating situations and the wisdom that I have gained. So with saying that first rule, I hope you guys understand enough. I think I explained it well enough. I'm not really sure. Yeah, but I think I explained it well enough. Hopefully I did. Okay, so while I'm doing this, I want to talk about the second rule of dealing with a cheater, and that means establishing trust but not becoming ignorant to the truth. So what that means is, like, instead of being paranoid all the time, which obviously us as people, this is whether it's a guy or it's a female, whatever gender it is, because this is not only pertaining to females, this is pertaining to if a guy is dealing with a girl cheater or anything like that. Establishing a trust in a person is not the same as checking for signs. It's not the same as, it's not this, I don't know how to describe this if you guys didn't understand from the rule. I'm just, okay. I'm just going to put this as an example. If
your friends are telling you something about a guy, which might not always be true because sometimes friends are very fucking manipulative and they're trying to get with that same guy too. Or they just don't like the guy and they want to get you guys to break up.
If people are saying things, don't just dismiss it. Do your own, like, investigating of it, but don't approach your partner first with that issue if you feel like it's just a rumor. Because if it's not a rumor, of course they're going to try to manipulate themselves out of the situation. You want to do your own research. Don't take your friend's word for it. Don't take your partner's word for it. Kind of establish what you think happened and kind of piggyback off of that, because I know a lot of times and pertaining to this rule in particular, I know a lot of times you'll have the truth right in front of you. Like, you'll have text messages and you'll have the receipts. You'll have the actual receipts of everything. You have the receipts of everything, and then you're just like, oh, but I love them.
Like, babe, no.
Alright, so I did my base. I am now baking. I'm going to do my eyes and such. I'm close. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and do rule number 3. And rule number 3 is, if you have a feeling, do the IOC. Investigate, observe, and confront. So I call it the IOC because that's the first letter of each one. Also because it's very clever and you can remember it very well. It's like, I'll see. Like, if you're from the South, you don't say I will see, you say I'll see. You know? And this is called IOC. So,
Cute little play on words.
I'm clever. I'm clever. What this means is a lot of girls have, I shouldn't say girls, I'm going to do that a lot. I'm going to refer to girls in particular because I am an ignorant straight person, but this is for literally anyone of the human race. So I'm going to correct myself a lot, and I am very sorry. I am learning. I am trying. So what this means is that basically everyone has an intuition on when something is wrong, when something's not going well. Everyone has an intuition, I believe. So I made up a plan to ensure the best outcome without a traumatic conflict. And not the best outcome. This is not like you have to do this or it's gonna be terrible. But a lot of out of my experience, I have seen things escalate very, very quickly, and this, in my opinion, just provides the best outcome for the offended to walk away very quickly, so that they can get through all their shit and not have to deal with the cheating partner's shit, if that makes sense. So the first thing in the IOC, of course, is investigate. So when you investigate something, when you investigate cheating, basically it's not stalking them everywhere. It's not stealing their phone. It's just, well, actually it is that. Basically investigate. Ask their coworkers who they hang out with if you feel like it's that. I would mostly ask, I would mostly, like, not ask your friends, but like ask their friends. Of course they're going to lie, but at least like you get like an inkling or whatever. Just confide in people that you know that you can trust, and kind of investigate what you think they're suspicious of. Like if you think that they're suspicious of cheating on you with the neighbor across the street, then you might want to, install cameras in your house. Not for that purpose, but install cameras and be like, oh, I just want to see, like, I just want to make sure, like, on Halloween, kids don't egg my house outside the front door. And things like that. It's just simple investigation. It's not going full on Sherlock Holmes in that sense. So that brings me to the observe IOC. I'm very focused, so I kind of toned it down a little bit. But that brings me to the O and the IOC, which is observe. So basically what I mean by observe is after you've already investigated, of course you can't just take that up to your partner and be like, I saw that, da, da, da. When you do that, most of the time they try to talk themselves out of it. It creates more conflict. So you just want to kind of observe you want to kind of observe to either figure out where the partner's head is at, like figure out if they're kind of fading off from you because of the cheating thing, or making sure my camera's still recording, or to make sure that to make sure that they're in the best mental state for you to approach them with something that's this serious. Because I know I have been told a lot of stories. When I say been told, not by like some high school girl that's out for blood and embarrassing the dude. This is from like adults who have gone through years and years of this BS and who are open to talking to me about this kind of thing. So this observing their mental state, observing where they are, observing their feelings for you, just keeping your eyes open for things that seem weird, and just to protect yourself and to protect them as well. Maybe, I don't know. It's just observe. Be observant of your surroundings. Also, this can help in the investigation. If the investigation failed, kind of observe a little bit more, like face to face with certain things. Like do a little bit of testing. Those investigate and observe can kind of go hand in hand. And that brings me to the third letter of the IOC, which is confront. So when you so basically you're gonna confront them, like you want to hold on, I got very focused. So of course you don't want to just get information and not do anything with it. At this point you should be ready to confront them, because the only reason why you did IO is because you want to save your relationship in some type of way. You don't know what you want to do, if you want to save your relationship that type of way. If you're not sure you want to break up, you want to put a hold on letter C, because why would you confront them if you're not prepared to separate yourself from them? I'm just saying, don't confront them about cheating. If after you've done the IO, you either know that they're not, or you know that they are. So if you're not ready to separate yourself from them, don't confront them with the information, because I feel like that's not progressive in any type of way. You're just making conflict, and there's no solving that conflict because you're not separating yourself from them. So yeah, that's basically it for the IOC. Investigate, observe, confront. Okay. And also, you never want to accuse your partner without any proof. And I know a lot of times that's hard when you're just like, oh, you're cheating on me. I know it. I know it in my bones, you're cheating on me. If you approach them without proof, they're either going to, 1, lie to you, or 2, take it as offense, and your relationship will never be the same. Okay? So the problem with the first scenario is when they lie to you, a lot of times you believe them because you love them and you want the best for your relationship. And again, the problem doesn't get solved. It's just an empty conflict with no resolution, which should not be the goal. Just saying it now, it should not be the goal. If you're going to confront someone, be prepared to do something about it, please. Okay? This is not taking shots at anyone or anybody's situation in particular. But I'm just saying this because I have seen this type of thing escalate so very quickly with accusations, and I sat down and I wanted to devise a plan where it's the most how do I say it, innocent conflict as possible, which I know is not always guaranteed. Of course, I'm not an idiot. I'm not a child. I'm not living in like a fairy tale world, but there are ways that you can avoid that type of thing. Mind you, I don't have that much life experience, but in my head, I'm a pretty experienced person because I'm a pretty experienced person with watching it happen and knowing valid stories and taking each side of the argument very seriously. So that is rule 3. If you do not understand, take a minute. If you do not understand any of the rules, take a minute and really think about them, because they're not just like, oh, do this, do that, because in every situation they're very different. But I recommend you taking a second and really thinking about them instead of just being in comments, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, oh, blah, 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 blah. Take a second and think about it. I can't put it into words. When you take a second and think about it, I swear you're gonna be like, oh, I see where she's coming from now. I swear, I have tested this. When you sit down and you think about this, about these rules, you will understand. Okay, down with my eyebrush. That was disgusting. Okay, now I'm going to do my eyebrush. I'm going to do a very, very, very extravagant eye look, because I haven't done any glam in a while. I haven't even put on foundation in a long time. I usually either do BB cream or don't do anything at all, and I'll just do blush, eyeliner, and eyebrows. But I wanted to do something special, so I'm going to pop this up on the screen. I'm going to be doing this look today. I don't know if I can achieve it, because this looks bomb as hell. This looks so good, but I am going to try. So while I do that, I am going to go into the 4th rule, and that rule is break up with them and then tell them why after some space apart. So I know a lot of times when you break up with someone, they expect an answer immediately, but with cheating, I feel like that's a whole nother book. Like, you can't just be like, I'm breaking up with you because you cheated on me. And they're like, but no, baby, like, I didn't do that, baby, like, you're crazy, baby, just come back, you're crazy. And they try to talk you out of it. No. Okay. Break up with them, like, I'm breaking up with your ass. You already have your stuff packed. You leave. And after you both had time to contemplate and think about it, then you can go back and be like, hey, let's talk about why we broke up and the reason why I say you want to leave is because after like a day or two, if they already know why you guys broke up and they don't actually care and they don't actually care, they're like, oh, they know that I cheated on them, whatever, most of the time they won't ask you why after the fact. Like, if you approach them and say we're breaking up and then leave and then it takes a while, a lot of times they won't continue asking you why. They'll just like be like, oh, whatever. Like, they won't try at all. And I think that in itself might hurt you a little bit, but at least you're not in a space where you feel constricted, and at least you're in a space where you feel safe and in a space where you can heal from that blow. Okay, so I had to finish my makeup off camera because I didn't have that much space on my camera anymore, so I have to speed through this last rule, which is rule number 5. And rule number 5 is block him on everything and end all contact. If you continue contact, then you are more drawn to them, and instead of releasing yourself from them and taking time to heal, you'll just be going into remission or whatever that's called, and you'll be going back to bad habits. Basically, don't go back to a cheater. A cheater will never change from a cheater. Like, I'm sorry, they might not continue to cheat, but in your mind they are still a cheater, and in reality they are still a cheater. Even though they don't cheat anymore, they are still a cheater because, yeah, okay. Yeah, I had to speed through that, but I'm thankful that I got through all of it. Let me go ahead and put some lip gloss on. This is the final makeup look. It might not look that good. I don't know how I feel about it. In real life, I think it look really good, but on camera, it kind of looks very wonky. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that gave you some really good tips, and I will be doing more of these very, very soon. Thank you guys so much, and I love you. Bye. Mwah, mwah, mwah.